best way to do this. Let's see. I can do this. I can do this. This is fine. Alright. You know what? No. No. Oh, come on. Oh, I don't like that. Maybe this? Oh, maybe? It's gonna fall. I know it's gonna fall. It's gonna fall. Be very careful. I know nobody's gonna watch this shit. Which is totally okay with me. Why am I doing this so late? What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Ugh. If I get one person, I will be happy. Oh, what the hell? Okay. So not bad. So hi. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm literally just turning on a camera and seeing what happens. I guess I can talk through some of the stuff, like some of the songs too, which would be cool. I'm also trying to be quiet because there's people sleeping, like literally, like across the hall. So, but I'm kind of in the mood to do this. I'm never in the mood to do this, so I'm gonna try it out and see what happens. So yeah, there's a few on here. I'm not gonna be doing this very long. It'll be uploaded to the channel, of course, after this. I know nobody's gonna watch this right now. They might watch it later. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But I can talk through some of the stuff while I'm playing it, so you can kind of hear a backstory. Because why not? I'm so why am I doing this? Okay, let's just go ahead and get started. I'll just replay the one that was just playing. Also, if you can't tell, this is being shot on a iPhone, so it's gonna be really crappy. Sorry. Let's see. I also don't know if you can even hear this, like, playing, because you could easily just die. This, for whoever watches this, who knows? Who knows Markiplier? This is the last song that was being played at the end of the last episode of Who Killed Markiplier. Just the progression of the main chords, like, struck me. Super emotional, super awesome. I can't remember exactly who composed it, but I wanted to just record it just so I can hear it played back, and then just maybe give it a different effect, because it was just, I think, regular piano that was being played on the actual video. But then there's also like tutorials that were being played in like a MIDI trail that you could watch and do the tutorial, which was super cool and super nice. And they have it for like the other songs as well. I'm also very unphotogenic in front of a camera because I keep looking at myself in the phone and not the actual lens. So you're gonna see that a lot, most likely, unless I can actually like think about that. So let's go ahead, move on. Something that I actually did. Let's see. Now let's go to the one that I literally just wrote in the past 3 hours. Close. So what I like to do is whenever I write like even just little melody things on guitar, I'll record it, do very basic scratch recording, and then I just won't listen to it or touch it for like a week or two, because I want to give myself that feeling of listening to it for the first time, but not really. You know, like whenever I listen to music, if I get a feel, if I get the feels for a song the first time that I hear it, then I know it's like a good song, at least in my opinion. So I like writing stuff like that. I'll write it, I'll do a little thing on the guitar, record it, and just leave it and not touch it. There's like files and files on my MacBook of stuff that I haven't even touched for years, because I haven't thought to go back to it every day. I just keep doing little diddly things. So this will be one of them. I literally just listened to it right before I started doing this, so it's gonna be fresh, but this is gonna be one of those ones where I don't come back to it. I was also debating on just, like, I'm in a couple bands. I started debating on just releasing music under like a surname, and not like telling anybody that it's me. So depending on that, I might start releasing some of these songs. This might be the first one that I release under like a different name, because I'm going to do all the instruments for it. I'm going to do guitar, bass, drums, and I'm still depending on whether or not I want to sing on it. It all depends. So we'll just get to it, see how it is. Hopefully you can hear this, or this is pretty much going to be for nothing. Also, right now the drums are MIDI drums from Easy Drummer, but if I do release this, I'm gonna release a final one with like real drums, because this is just it's too perfect. There's a line where you hit where like you're MIDIing drums is too perfect, but like if you're doing metal, progressive music, stuff like that, like the stuff that I do with Harvest Color, it's kind of necessary. So if you're doing stuff like, if you're not playing a part on the drums perfectly, it kind of throws it off. But with the new Harvest Color stuff that's going to be coming out pretty soon, I actually did real drums on it, as opposed to the MIDI drums that were on the first record. I played that on an electronic kit, but it was easily programmable. It was all MIDI. You can move notes and move hits anywhere, any way you want. But with this new record, it's all me, so it's gonna be a little bit harder. So hopefully, whenever it comes out, you'll like it. So that's where a chorus would kick in. I didn't make the drums for it yet because I really didn't feel like it. So that was that. This is actually kind of a first, because this is much different than the stuff that I usually write. Because this is much more like, I don't want to say indie pop, rock, something. Maybe like indie pop. It's very reminiscent of like, maybe Team Me. I know Team Me was like the inspiration for me doing this, but Team Me is also a very specific type of music, especially with their singer. So it's not Team Me unless you have the singer, because he has such a distinct voice. I don't know. I think I literally just like played one chord and I was like, this is cool, I'll build around this. That was the chord. So this chord was like whenever I do write music, I'll usually just play something and build, like play a chord and build around it. So this was the chord that I played and just started. And of course there's reverb and delay at the end of it. And then I added this. Under it, just to give it a little bit more the like a driving feel with a bunch of delay on it. And then just start layering it from there. And then I kick in like just layering stuff, just random things. Just two little like diddly lines under the main chords and the tremolo picking. It's literally just me, one whole take, just hitting random things, just harmonics, stuff like that. And then you can add stuff from, I like to use Omnisphere for like textures and big noise in the back, so you can add stuff like that. So whenever I did, to add a little bit more like to fill, what exact one did I use? Uno momento por favor. For this, I think I used like, I don't even know if you can hear that. This is very spur of the moment and unprofessional. I'll probably do this again at some point. Maybe with like the stuff on my MacBook that I really haven't listened to in a while. But anyway, this is a preset called At the Edge of the World. So you get that big, like, theatrical build. Again, no idea if you can even hear this. Very bassy. Try and push the limit here without waking anybody up. But again, fake drums. I can't get over it. But also to give it more of the feeling of, I want to say false happiness. This isn't meant to be a happy song. It's meant to be masked like one. But to give it a little bit more of that like hidden happiness, but I mean it's not really hidden. Put it like a bell medley. I love doing that with songs. I've come to realize, and I need to stop because I do it in pretty much every song that I write. So you underlay it with like a little bell medley or melody, something. It's 2:30 in the morning. Something as easy as that. Just so you get that melody like right above it. But yeah, I have a feeling that I'm notorious for adding a ton, maybe a little bit too much to a song. I do like to keep it simple a little bit, but who knows? Who knows? I'll come back to it if I like it, then yay. If I don't, boo. Oh well, there's a ton of stuff that I've deleted that I did. Nope, just couldn't. And it might be like, I don't want to say it's asking too much of myself, to want that feeling that I get with like, I can tell you right now, the whole Porter Robinson Worlds album, every single song gave me a feeling. Just right off the top of my head, that's the first example I can even give. What other songs? First time I ever heard Be Quiet and Drive by Deftones, awesome. Whenever that guitar kicks in, with like the verse, so good, so good. Chino's vocals, so good, always good. Gore's amazing. But that song's off of Around the Fur. I'm just saying Gore is amazing. What a comeback. What else? I could just go on a total rant tangent on just random things. It give me the feels. You know. Anyway, let's go on to a new one. I'll come back to this at a later date. Here, let me this is a good one. This is one of those examples of me literally just recording some little thing and just leaving it. But this I've heard before. I haven't wanted to delete it yet. I'm not a fan of it, but I feel as though I can do something with it. But it's not something that I technically wrote. This is something that is another preset off of Omnisphere. It's called Commandotron. So it's one of those BPM finder things where you set the beats per minute, you hit a note, and it plays something. But if I remember correctly, this is gonna be super loud. So let's go ahead and try to do this without waking people. Yeah, that's fine. So for this preset, you literally hold one note and it plays a melody. So it's literally just a full Logic Pro project with one MIDI note, one track, one MIDI note, and then like I use them the mod wheel on this Novation just to give it a little bit like something different. So literally holding one note. It's literally just one. And it's a full 24 measures of this. And then right here I hit the mod wheel all the way up. Just to open it up a little bit more. Gives it that throaty vibe. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I thought I could figure out something for that, but I highly doubt it. Either way, I'm gonna keep it because I still like it. It's pretty cool. Whenever I came across it, it literally is just like, and if you hold like different notes, it'll bounce back to different, it'll bounce back between the notes. So instead of just holding like the C, let's see if I can, and then a G. So literally holding middle C and then G. Give me that, and then we'll go down an octave. So you can differ between it, which is kind of cool. Make it super awkward. So this is C, G, and F sharp. That's enough of that. Make myself throw up. Okay. What else? Let's see. We'll go to something new. Something that actually isn't like butts. Ooh, this is something I haven't listened to. This is another thing that I didn't write, but we're going, we're diving in. We're diving into stuff that I have here. Don't see that. So this was just me having fun, just playing around with different amp models on my 11 rack, because I don't have money for a Kemper. So, Kemper, hit me up. That'd be nice. What the hell am I doing? What is wrong with me? Anyway, this is like an interlude, I think. Yeah, I'd call this like an interlude, like a segue into one of the songs from my band Amplifiers. This is the song that goes into formations. It's called semi-formations. It's literally just like guitar parts layered and layered on top of each other, which is really cool. This was one of those songs where I heard and I was like, this is good. Like, I like this. This is to my taste, which was awesome. So I get to play for this band. We don't play this live, but this is one of those ones where I had to I wanted to learn it and I wanted to hear it layered on top of each other for myself. So let's see. And I think I'll play the actual song after. I think I have it, or I can just pull it up on YouTube. Unless I'll glitch something out by doing that, but whatever. But here it is. It's gonna be loud. No, okay, we're good. So guitar 2 will be coming in here, 3, 4. And then there's like a bell part under it. Go figure, but I didn't do that. Or a piano part. So it's much longer than that, but I just wanted to hear everything layered on top of each other, which is really cool because you get the first tremolo picking part, which is awesome. And then you get the second one that comes in. I'll mute the first one here. That harmonizes with the first one. And then you get the big guitar. With the piano part behind it. Not bad. Excuse me. So, you also, under that, get I'm not exactly sure. I never brought it up, but to Sai or any of the guys who actually recorded it. But there's a part under that big guitar and piano part as well, where it's just bending on one note, and it's giving this. It's giving that super eerie feel, which is really cool. So you get that under this. And under everything else. So let me go ahead and open that up and play the actual song. And I'll even leave a link in the description below after I'm done with all this live stuff. And it'll be a link to semi-formations, and from there you can go to the band page on YouTube and check everything else out from the first record. We're also in the progress of writing the second record, and recording it, so that'll be coming out soon. So let me bring this up. As my Mac completely lags out because it's old. That's all I could afford. But whatever. Here is the actual song. This is gonna blow my ears off too. I was like totally paranoid. That was another thing. I don't think I panned the guitars. So yeah. So whenever that comes in, right pan is the first one, left pan is the second one. But this is the actual song. I do think I got the guitar wrong, the chords wrong. Because right there, I definitely hear something different. Whenever I was actually recording it, I was doing it like by ear. Like I listened to the song once and then just did it, just not going back to the song. That's pretty much it. I think it just repeats that whole clean guitar part one more time, and then it ends. But yeah, that's a good ass song. This is very good, even if it's just like a 2.5 minute segue into the song that it precedes. I think I have that word right. I don't even know. I don't know anymore. I don't know things. Whatever. So let's go ahead, close this out. I'll probably need it again, but having that up and Logic up messes me up. So let's open something recent. Let's go ahead and listen to something that I actually like wrote from scratch, because we've done that once so far. Let's see. Let's open this one. This one I recently tried to do drums for, but whenever I got to my practice space, I recorded it and was having issues with my drum mics, because of course I was, because I can never ever do anything technologically correct the first time around. So yeah, even this, it has like the drum tracks, and I'm just gonna mute them because it's unnecessary right now. So this one actually, like, I full on like this is written for amplifiers. So I wrote size bass 6 part, John and Dean's guitar part, and like labeled everything, did everything. So let's go ahead and yeah, there's 6 Omnisphere tracks on this, so I layered a ton of shit, but all of it's at the end. I think the end is the payoff. I think the end was what, if I say the end again, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. The ending, the outro, was what I wrote initially, and then like that was one of the parts where I was like, this is gonna be one of those feels songs for me. Like I'm very proud of the ending that I wrote for this. And then I just wrote the whole song behind it because I wanted to use it. I was initially gonna use it as an interlude for amplifiers, just playing that ending into something, possibly matching it with something that I wrote for the album or writing something myself. So I just decided to write a whole song before it. But we're gonna listen to it. Let's see how we go. I think it's been a little bit since I've listened to this, so let's dive right in. Another one that I'm gonna blow my ears off. There's no drums to this, so we're gonna see how well this goes over. I think the levels for the distortion and stuff are all good too. I'm gonna hope. And all of these are different models on the 11 rack. You can download, if you have one, you can download a ton on the internet, which is super cool. But it was super cheap. I got it used, and I'm happy with it. That might be a little bit too much. It's like damn alarm clock in your ear. I can't remember which one that was. Oh, it's this one. Don't blow my ears off. Not bad. Super nice. I think the one that I downloaded for this tone was called, it was a Mesa Mark IV amp model, which is super cool. So that's what I used for this tone. And then I used a Vox AC 30 clean tone for the verses. Don't mind me as I sit here and bite my lip, because this is the first time I'm ever like showing anybody this. Apart from the band. If I mask that, like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out later. We'll just listen to it. It's been half an hour, and I really hope you can hear these songs. I do remember that. So that was one of the transitions, going from the verse, like immediate, very, very abrupt verse ending into the chorus. Get that octave guitar part under it. This is also, like, none of these things I've written vocals for, because I'm not a singer. But who knows? I might try it. So this is the bridge. I'll probably redo those guitars because there's a lot of scratching in between chords, which I'm not a fan of. I can make that much cleaner. Right there, it'll be halftime. And then coming up, it'll just be straight 4 on the floor. That's super loud. See, the bells again. So here's the ending. You can hear all that layered omnisphere. I can also probably play this and record this better too, at least guitar wise. So whenever I initially recorded this, I didn't have Omnisphere, so I was using the Logic software instruments. And I think I might like one of the bell sound, at least the bell sound that I used for this on the initial recording, which I have on here, and I'll play that for you after this, that I think I like better. I'll play the initial ending recording that I did whenever I first wrote it. But going back, this is another thing that I was pretty happy that came out. Whenever I do choruses, I do like to write choruses cut in half with just the driving guitars in the first half, and then driving guitars still going with some sort of like distorted melody under it. So for the choruses on this, which was really cool. So for 8 bars, the first half of the chorus, you get just this. And then whenever it comes in, here, I'll mute both of these for you whenever this melody part comes in, so. Just to give it a little bit more. And then you hear the fill from the omnisphere in it. So let me go ahead and go to the original one, because I think I like how that came out better ending wise. The rest of the song I'm fine with, but I think the ending was a little bit better. Let's find out. I haven't listened to this since I recorded the full song. Let's see. Yeah, so I used a marimba. Also, I forgot, the audio got corrupted somehow and does like little crackles. So it's kind of cool, gives it some character. It sounds like it's being played on a record player. But I think I do like this better. I think I like the marimba sound better. Oh yeah, there it is. I think I do like that better. Anyway, that's that. That one I'm actually pretty happy with. Let's go to something else that I didn't write, because I like to do that apparently. Let's see. I know there's things that like my bandmates will write that I'll listen to. They'll write it at practice. I'll record it on my phone, go home, play it back, and like record it myself. See if I can get any ideas from it. So this is one of those things. This is called SciJam. So this is something that he showed me that I really, really liked. And I don't know if he's like wrote a song around this yet, but I recorded it just so I can go back if I have any like sort of inspiration too. But like, it's there. The song is there. And if you're anything like me, music taste wise, you will see right here in a second, because it's awesome. Let's just hope that I did it justice. I can't remember if I did this with a regular guitar or his bass 6. We'll find out. I think I did it with his bass 6. Yeah. So behind it, there's just a single note bass line going on. So this is originally what he wrote. So this is what he's playing. And I think I just added something like textural wise. Yeah, just a lower octave for the root notes that he was playing, because he's playing 2 strings at a time for each of these. Dun, 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 dun. I can't get that low. At least not right now. But yeah, Sai, if you didn't want me to play this, sorry. But it happened already. People need to know. People need to know how good it is. So that's that. Let's go. I'll bring this up. Don't save. So I think this is another one where I like just was goofing around on Omnisphere, and it's one of those ones where you hit one note and it basically does it for you. If it loads, will it load? Will it load for me is the question. There we go. So. Oh no, there were different notes played on this. If I remember correctly, this is awful. I also didn't quantize it, so it's like super out of tempo. God, I'm awful. Why do I even do this? Alright, that's enough of that. That's all it is. Let's see, what else do I have on here? Oh. What did I do here? Okay, so this is something that I haven't touched in a while. This is an interlude that I had written. God, it's so much fun. Tell me about it. I'm dying. I'm literally dying. Anyway, I wrote this as an interlude because I like writing interludes. So, on the first Harvest Color record, I wrote Elisa. So that little interlude that's in there. And I don't want to say ripped off. I like to say a tribute to Porter Robinson in there. I basically wrote the first half and realized that Goodbye to a World is like in the same key. So I just put like the melody after it. I'm like, I kind of like this. It's not bad. So, I mean, I'm not making any money off of this music, so you sue me. There's not much I can do. Anyway, but yeah, that's actually this. Like, it's super awkward because it's sideways, but like this tattoo from like here down is Porter Robinson. It's from, oh, what music video? It's from one of the music videos from Worlds, and God, that album just got to me. It was so good. It was so good. I saw him live whenever he came to Pittsburgh. Some fun shit. Anyway, let's get to this. So this is an interlude. I haven't listened to this in a while, so it's probably really bad, because I haven't gone back to it. Let's hear a little bit at the end. Oh, and there it is. Disc overload one more time. And try it again. Oh yeah, I have a feeling I'm gonna hate this. I also have a feeling it's going to system overload again. Oh yeah. This is a very old Mac. Why? Can I just hear it? Yeah, it's gonna keep doing it, aren't you? There are a lot of notes. Why is there a lot of notes here? It's all MIDI. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I'm not a fan of this. It's a lot of random shit going on too. Okay, guess you're not hearing it. I'm pretty much done with that. Let's see, what else? Either way, go listen to Elisa. It's really good. And then go listen to Porter Robinson. It's really good. What else? Let's go here. I don't know what this is. It's just called Amps Jam, so it's probably something that I grabbed and recorded from practice. So, let's see. Is it gonna be super loud? Oh no, it's not bad. So yeah, this is one of the new ones that we're actually writing. So let's see. So it's definitely not going to be the exact way that you hear it. I tend to take home things that I record from practice and record it in the general idea of how it was actually played. So I'll play something that I think sounds good. That it's a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it's something different that I can bring to the table, and if they like it more, that's cool. We'll use it. But it's also like, hey, I'm taking your guitar parts and I'm redoing them. So I kind of feel like a dick doing that, but that's how I write. It's like, if I think something sounds good or sounds better than the way that it was played, I'll suggest it. I'm not gonna force it on them. These are all just demos. These aren't even like final mixes. So that was pretty much the gist of that. I don't want to play too much of that because that's actually going to be a song. So let's go to another one. Oh, yes. Okay. So this is... No, don't say it. This is the first song that I recorded on here whenever I first got this Mac. So this is the first recorded song on this Mac whenever, like, I think it was the day that I got it. And I was in one of those moods where I was like, I really want to write elevator music. So it's one of those ones. There's no like VSTs, or I didn't have my 11 rack at this time. So I'm going DI into my Scarlett, and like all of this is just software instrument stuff on Logic. So it's probably going to sound really bad. I haven't listened to this in a while either. It totally sounds like it's being played in an elevator though. Like really crappy quality. If I remember correctly, I really like, this is one of those ones where it's like, I played wrote that, I'm like, it needs a little bit more, so let's add a really awful solo under it, because I don't solo. I don't do this. Yep. So that was that. First thing that I ever wrote on this computer. Oh my god, I've literally been doing this for 52 minutes. Much longer than I thought I was going to. But let's keep going, this is fun. I'm actually having a lot of fun with all 0 of you. No consequence. Alright, played that, can't play that, can't play any of that. I can probably play this though. Yeah, I believe I can play this. Don't say it. Ooh, it is 3:15 in the morning. I have no life and I'm on a really crappy sleep schedule, so this is fine. Oh, okay, so this is another one of the ones where I did a demo from like a jam session in practice. But this one I actually put MIDI drums too. So we're gonna listen to that and we're gonna see how well it goes. I don't hate it. We can probably work something out with that. But yeah, that was that. Next. On to the next one. On to the next one. I think we're coming close to the end here. Already did that, already did that. Can't do all of that. Did that, did that, did that, can't do that. Did it, did it, did it, did it. I think we're on to the last one. Yeah, this will be the last one. Oh, this is so much fun. That's fine. We'll cap it off at an hour. So this is another one that I'm No. There's one more, but where is it? I know it's here. Okay, so there's two more. Close. Don't save. Okay, so this will be the second to last one. I'll play a really good one last. Oh god, what is this? Oh, huh. What is this? Oh, okay. This is another new Amplifiers song. Again, fake drums. So this is one that we do rehearse, and we will be playing live pretty soon. Sai just has to write vocals to it, which I think he's in the process of doing right now, which is good. It could possibly be ready for the next show, which would be really cool. So we'll get through the intro and verse because it's the same thing. I'll show you little snippets of it. Just because I don't want to release everything. So here's the chorus. And this is a little bit different than the actual chorus that's played too. Because I pulled one of those things where it's like, oh, I wrote this instead of what you actually played. I think I'm a dick. I think it's just that I'm a dick. So that's the chorus. Let me play you the ending here that I totally ripped off, and I'll tell you who I ripped off at the end, drum-wise. So this is the outro, immediately after the last chorus. So fake. Okay, so let's go to the drums here. We'll solo it really quick. So this first fill in the outro, I totally ripped off of Blake from I Am Mighty. Like it's the way that I play it live is exactly the way that he plays it. So it is one of the fills in the 7/8 time signature part of the frame part 2, Keep Breathing. And it's literally the same exact fill that I play. I wrote it differently on here, just like by a couple, like I think I added a snare on beat 4 instead of putting it starting on beat 1. So yeah, so that first fill where there's no guitar. So right there, that's totally the fill from the frame part 2. I'll put a link in the description to that song too. We got to open up for them whenever they came to Pittsburgh with Good Tiger, one of my favorite bands, and Hail the Sun, one of my favorite bands. So I got to meet those guys, and they were some of the coolest people that I've ever met. I got to talk to Brent and Blake a lot, so shout out to those guys, and shout out to Good Tiger and Hail the Sun for putting on a sick ass show. So let's go ahead and bring this last one up. Excuse me, before I just die here. I'm not used to talking this much. I'm not a very talkative person. I'm also trying to keep very quiet. When I talk, I am loud. So I gotta find it. I think I know where it's at. Blammo found it open. Close. So this one, this is another amplifiers, possible amplifiers. I'm not going to play the drums. I only wrote half of the drums for this, and I got lazy and didn't want to write the rest of them. So let's meet that. So this one is most likely going to be an amplifier song, like I said. But this one was a little bit different. We didn't write the whole song at practice. So Dean wrote a tapping part on the guitar, and I'm like, that's really cool. So I came home, demoed the tapping part, and just wrote a whole song, and just decided to take it upon myself because we want to keep pushing music and keep writing and writing more and more so we can get this album out. So I'm like, I'm gonna take the initiative and just do this myself. So this, apart from like the tapping part that he played, I wrote. So let me play you the tapping part that he played really quick, just so you can hear where it came from and basically what I don't want to sound full of myself in saying what I turned it into, because I built around his part. He played that and I just played off of him. So here is his part. I think this is it. Yeah. So that was the part that he wrote, and I was like, I can write something around this. Probably one of the coolest compliments. I showed it to the band, and the singer Cy. Long story short, Casey Crescenzo of the Deer Hunter, formerly the receiving end of Sirens. Casey did vocals and helped out with, like, I think he helped mix the first Amplifiers record, but he did vocals on another one. And before even joining this band, I had no idea who Trios was or the Deer Hunter was. So whenever he introduced me to the Deer Hunter, it took me a while to get into it. I am a very, very prog guy, but for some reason that took me a while to get into. But it's awesome. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. I'm going to leave a ton of links in this description for all 5 of you who are going to watch this. But then he showed me that he was in the receiving end of Sirens, and I was like, that type of music was my thing. Like that MySpace post-hardcore, like punk-ish type of stuff. That was my stuff whenever I was in school and listening to it. So whenever I brought this song to him and to the band, he's like, this is a very Treos sounding song. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Anyway, here's the actual song. I'm gonna go ahead. I know I only wrote half of the drums for it, so you'll hear half of the song with drums and then the other half without them. But it'll give you the basic idea of how I wrote it drum-wise and what I wanted to follow. So here it is, the last one. God, I really hope you can hear these. I'm gonna upload this and watch it later, and like you can't hear anything. Fake drums. So here comes whenever the drums end. There it is. So here's just the rest of the song guitar-wise. And then it goes back into the tapping part that Dean wrote. I'm pretty happy with how this came out too, honestly. And then a different feel for a verse instead of just going to like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's 3:30. I'm tired. There's different pre-chorus too. Oh, I remember what's coming up. So I didn't know what to do after the second chorus. So I think right after, like, I got done playing it and recording it, I just like hit a random open chord and it just kind of worked. So I just layered a bunch of noise over it and transitioned into what the bridge turned out to be. So it's coming up here in 4, 3, 2, 1. Just making a ton of noise. So if we do play this live, if it becomes an amplifier song, Dean needs to realize that apart from the bridge and the choruses, he's going to be tapping this whole song. And it's going to be interesting. Oh, that pinch harmonic though. Ugh. So yeah, that was that. Huh. Let's double check. I don't think there's anything else. As I'm in my squeaky chair. Let's see. Excuse me. You know, with all this talking that I did, I probably should have grabbed water. Go me. Stupid. Ew. What is this? I lied. There's more. Go figure. Oh yeah, this is something that I wrote. So, one of the instruments that I only just started learning how to play is a bass. Um, I learned how to play drums whenever I was very little, like very, very little. And then I started playing guitar and learning whenever I was 10. I only just recently, like, legitimately picked up a bass and started learning it. So this was one of the things that I wrote on a bass, and I was pretty happy with it because it's delayed bass. There's a delay on it, a delay effect, and I'm playing it a lot like a guitar, but it gives it that lower octave and that lower register, which you could not replicate on guitar, even if you had like an 8 string. So it just gave me that tone that I wanted, and it's super dark, super awesome. I'm actually pretty happy with this too. So this is just a little thing that I wrote. Okay. So that was that. Let's triple check. Just make sure that's everything. I'm literally just showing you everything on here, everything that I can show you. Because there's mixes of Harvest Color stuff on here that I cannot show you. Yeah, that is that's it. All right. So, oh God, I really found a way to just kill over an hour doing nothing, literally doing this, and not doing it for anybody but myself. So, I mean, I was meaning to do something like this recently, just to like, not to update anybody because nobody watches, but it was one of those things where it's like a lot of random crap happened the past couple months, so I just needed to like do something. I needed to do something. So I might be doing more of this. I might do one of these with like the stuff that's on my laptop, like that stuff from like 2010, 2011 that I have not touched. So I might do that. I might do like, I don't know what I want to do. I know that I want to put more content out, and I just put a couple recent covers up. But it's hard. It's interesting and hard. I'm not a very talkative person, as I said. So even like trying to do this, it's hard. So I'm trying to get a little bit more comfortable doing that. I thought about doing vlogs, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm capable of doing vlogs. So I do want to put more content out. What I want to do, I don't know. I don't think I just want to do covers and like live videos. I think there's more that I can do, at least on this channel. I'm saying a lot. Like I said, it's hard. Uh, but there's just more that I want to do. There's more than just covers and live videos that I want to do. I want to do. I want to keep doing stuff like this. I think doing stuff like this and showing people stuff that I haven't released yet. Like I do have a SoundCloud, um, and that has some old stuff as well from like old bands that I was in. It has an old intro like thing, like electronic thing that I wrote for a band called Guides, that I was in, and it just has a couple little things. It has, which is really cool. I apparently like the name Elisa a lot. um, I do have a reason for it. I kind of don't want to tell anybody where I got it, but I really like the name. I had the idea. I was like, I really want to name a song this. So I wrote something so early ago, like probably 6 or 7 years ago. And it was a little guitar part. It's on my SoundCloud. I'll probably leave a link in the description of that as well. And I named it Elisa. But then I'm like, I don't know if it meant that much. So whenever I wrote the interlude for the first Harvest Color record, I named that Elisa as well. So I think it's run its course. But yeah, I'm still figuring stuff out. I figured I'd just do this impromptu thing at 2 o'clock in the morning. As I can see, nobody has joined, which I totally expected. But either way, I'm gonna leave descriptions, or I'm gonna leave links in the description of everything that I said on this live stream. I'm gonna try and go to bed. But it's probably not gonna happen. I've been staying up till like 6 in the morning because my body hates me right now. I might actually I'll probably do a video explaining everything too, mostly for my sake. Like I said, not a lot of people watch this, and I'm really just doing this for myself, so I think I do want to do this video as well for myself. That's like kind of explaining the stuff that I went through in the past couple months. Excuse me, the stuff that I go through, like, not on a daily basis, just random stuff that I go through, because I feel as though I need to get it off my chest. I know that I can go to my parents and like friends and family to talk about it, but I'm one of those people that's super independent and super stubborn when I shouldn't be. If there are people to help you, talk to them, seriously. But it's nothing bad. I'm not like in like a super depressed state, but this is for another video that I might or might not make, but I think I'm gonna make it. I just have to be in the right setting and just do it and pretty much pour it out. It's nothing bad, but it's one of those things that I kind of want to say it, and like I kind of want it to be out there just in case somebody does see it and it's like, hey, learn from me, even though I might not be that wise. I'm only 24. I'm turning 25 in 3 days? 2 days. Technically 2 days. It is the 5th today at 3:40 in the morning. But I'm going on one of my tangents right now, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that video. But again, gonna be the right setting, and just explain everything, and then I'm going to figure out what I'm gonna do other than covers and live videos, because I want to put more content out. This is doing YouTube and like doing live streams. I might even do Twitch. That I'm still debating on. It's giving me something to do right now, when I feel like what I do is not enough. So I think I'm gonna pull the trigger on all of this, because I'm saying it on camera right now and I can't go back on it, or else I'll hate myself. So let me go ahead wrap this up. This hour and 20-minute long video. I did not think that my first live stream was going to be this long, let alone be a thing. I never thought that I was going to live stream. So, to anyone who sat through this, or even skipped through it, or you even just skipped to the end to see what the payoff was, thanks for watching. Like I said, links for all the songs, all the stuff that I mentioned here or played here or want you to see and listen to will be in the description below. Subscribe if you would like. I do covers, live videos, like I said. And for anybody who watches this, if you have any ideas of what you would want to see from me, if there's anything that you have like criticisms on, please let me know, good or bad. I mean, I've been playing drums for my whole life and have been playing live with bands since I was 14, and I've heard some good and bad things, so I can take it. It is what it is. But anyway, thanks again for watching this video, or at least watching the end. All this stuff will be in the description. I'm going to try and go sleep and probably fail miserably, but either way, thank you again. Look out for future videos, hopefully, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh god, oh no, oh no, oh no, I'm totally failing. Yeah, and please, bye.